All the evidence is showing that the climate is changing now and that humans are largely responsible for that change. So what companies and individuals can do now is to really look at how to decarbonise in order to reduce how we're impacting the earth. Carbon balancing is the process by which an individual or an organisation measures their impact on the world in terms of greenhouse gas emissions. So we all use power and we all use our fuel in our cars and that sort of thing, and carbon balancing is when you measure that and then you make progressive steps in order to reduce those emissions that you're responsible for. And then to carbon balance, what we do is we take the residual emissions, so all the things that you can't reduce anymore, and we help you to lock that carbon away elsewhere. So our carbon balance programme for us is a way of getting financial resources to local communities and local organisations in order to continue conserving their forests for biodiversity and community benefits. We call that carbon sequestration, the process of taking the carbon out of the atmosphere and locking it away into wood and biomass that is growing in these amazing places of the world. A carbon balance project is based on the premise that there's a highly biodiverse area that we're trying to protect, and also that is under imminent threat of destruction. So what I and the team do is we take the data and we basically quantify what that threat is and make sure that our project is helping to alleviate that threat. On the ground, our partners are responsible for protecting these carbon sinks. So that means restoring forests, it means protecting standing forest, which is amazing for biodiversity. RED+ stands for Reducing Emissions from Deforestation and Forest Degradation. And in a nutshell, that means that our partners on the ground will be preventing a forest from being destroyed or from being further degraded by human activities. RED differs from afforestation projects in that it has much greater biodiversity benefit, because basically the forest is already there, it's a thriving ecosystem and the species are already using that ecosystem. So by preventing that from being deforested, you provide a lot more biodiversity benefit, and there's also a lot more social benefit from having those forests standing. Afforestation comes in where you help to regrow a forest that has been lost in the past, or on an area that has never had forest that is appropriate for that activity. And that is the tree planting projects that are very popular, and that we can also get local communities to be involved in, and for that to provide another stream of income. With many of the partners that we work with, they are also working hand in hand with local communities who are the natural stewards of that land, who own the land still, and they are the ones that are involved in helping to manage the land into the future. And that also ensures the permanence of these activities. It's no good if we help to defend a forest today for, in the next few years, for that to be reversed and the forest to be cleared. So the RED projects that we're involved with have a methodology that is very specific on those calculations and looking into that future scenario and making sure that is prevented. And a lot of that has got to do with working with local communities in order to ensure the permanence, and also to ensure that the benefits are very equitably shared with them. And that's something that's very important to World Land Trust and our partners worldwide.